basically leaving off from yesterday, what else did we do? Okay, yes, so we've heard back from the ICBF and we have to write a very long-winded letter, which is basically explaining exactly what my project is. I've had to email Matt, my tutor in England, to say, can he write a letter of sort of recommendation. So he has now hopefully sent me, I'm going to check my emails this morning, a letter to confirm that I'm a student from England, from Bournemouth University, trying to investigate teenage pregnancy in Colombia. But it's very specific. It goes into like the laws, have I checked out the laws and blah, 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 which is exactly what I wanted to avoid with going via the government. But that's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's going to be. Liliana, the lady who we spoke to at the ICBF, did actually give us a contact for a woman in a foundation separately, so hopefully we can get in contact with her, kind of avoiding all government involvement, but we do need to get the letter done today, so that's going to take a good couple of hours. I think it's all in Spanish, so Tatiana's going to have to vaguely translate it to me. I'm going to have to write the response and then she'll have to translate my response into Spanish, so it is going to take a long time. So that is an ongoing project at the moment, and that is to basically be able to have contact with the women that ICBF work with. So it would be great, would be brilliant, and I think sometimes here, and also in life in general, and with journalism in general, sometimes the harder it is, the greater lengths you have to go to, they can be the better interview. So fingers crossed it will be worth it. What else? Okay, so we spoke to Jimena last night. Jimena is one of my friends from England, Chris. He's English, from Devon, and he lived in Bogota for 2 years. Came home sort of at the beginning of the summer, and he was teaching English here. And I met him in Bournemouth, and he put me in touch with his girlfriend, Jimena, who lives in Bogota still. She's lovely. She speaks actually quite good English. I spoke to her on the phone last night, which was great, and we'd been emailing for a few days, and she said she was very willing to help. And she knows a sociologist called Diana, who studied in London for a couple of years, so she speaks very good English apparently, and we need to call her today. So that's on our list of things to do, to arrange hopefully an interview either today or tomorrow, because she's kind of wants to do it this week. I'm going to check my emails because I did email her as well, but she will be able to tell us about the social side of kind of the issue of teenage pregnancy and gender inequality in Bogota and Colombia, from a sociologist's kind of professional perspective. So that'd be really interesting, and hopefully that comes off today. Other things we need to do today, we're going to visit Tatiana's niece's school. Tatiana's niece is 17, and her age group of the school is sort of, 16, 17 teenagers. We couldn't go yesterday because apparently it was parents' kind of day instead of parents' evening. They have the whole day dedicated to it. So we phoned up and we couldn't get through, so they were probably busy in meetings all day. Hopefully we can just go along today and speak to someone. Ideally it would be amazing to film in a class, and ideally a sex education class, but considering how rarely they have them in Colombia, that's probably not going to happen. But also to maybe speak to the head teacher there, although Tatiana said that psychologists will be better because they'll know more about the sexual education and the teenage pregnancy side of things. We are hopefully going to arrange our interview with Sophia today, possibly for next week, although my issue now is Tatiana has been offered a job, which is great news for her. Really, an office job in a bank, which is, she's been here for 3 months since coming back from England looking for a job, so that's really good for her, but it means that I won't have a translator, so we really have to organise these interviews over the weekend, or maybe Monday or Tuesday. She thinks she's now starting on Wednesday next week, so I have her for a couple more days, which is really good news. We've also now contacted a charity called Women's Link Worldwide. They're a non-profit organisation that deal with gender inequality around the world, and they have main offices in Madrid and Bogota, which is really useful for me. I found out about them a while ago. I don't know why we didn't contact them. I think it was because I'd been told to avoid going through NGOs, because sometimes they want you to make your film in their light and from their perspective, which is often not what a journalist wants to do. So we don't want to get too influenced by them. So I've emailed Carlos. He's the communications officer in Bogota, and hopefully we hear back from them. They might be quite helpful, or just, a different perspective again on things. They're human rights activists in Colombia, which again, very dangerous profession. Colombia is one of the highest, I think it is the highest country in the world for deaths and atrocities committed against human rights and activists. So it would be good to speak to them as well about that situation. Anything else? We've organised the meeting with Jimena, which is really good. We're going to meet her on Saturday night. She also said she has a friend who works in a public school, so if we have no luck with Tatiana's niece's school today, we're going to meet up with Jimena tomorrow, and maybe she can help us with a different school. And that's about it. So things we need to get done today, I've pretty much mentioned. So wish us luck.